गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पतये नमः। सीताय पतये नमः। सीताय पतये नमः। So we are in the 12th chapter of Adbhut Ramayan, and here Sri Ram is expounding the Upanishadic philosophy. And what is he saying? Nirgunam paramam vyomam tadjnanam surayo viduhu sa atma sarva bhutanam sa bhahyabhyantarat paraha. Nirgunam, guna is sattva, rajas, tamas, that is purity, dynamism and inertia. So who is this, what is this reality? It is without any gunas, it is beyond all the gunas, it is without any attributes, it is without any quality. That means the trigunas, whose expression are the trigunas? Of the Shakti, of the potentiality. So he is beyond the potentiality. Therefore he is not influenced by anything. And therefore Nirgun, it is supreme and most exalted. Param, Param means Parat Param. So, and it is a Vyoma, it is as vast as the sky or space. There is no beginning or end. So that vast is this truth, this reality. It shines like the sun in the sky. Tadjnanam surayo viduhu. The wise ones, they say it shines like the sun in the sky. In the which sky? In the sky of the mind or the space of the mind. And in correct. Yaad aa gaya. Very good. Chidakash. Chit, consciousness. Akash is space. So the Buddhists, they conclude with Akash. They say nothing. Nihilism. There is nothing, there is nothing, there is nothing. We say no. There is Chidakash. Akash, the nothingness, the space, the emptiness, the vastness is pervaded by consciousness. And that's the main difference between the Vedanta and nihilist philosophy. And this was the argument between Shankaracharya and Mandan Mishra. Continuing, it is present as the Atma or the soul in all the creatures. Sa Atma Sarva Bhutanam. Again and again Sri Ramchandra ji is bringing this point forward, that it is that one infinite reality which is alone expressing through every being and every object. Bhut means the five elements: space, air, fire, water, earth. And when they come together in permutation, combination, and you see the variety that you are seeing. It is present, then here it says, sa bahyabhyantarat paraha. That means it is present inside and outside. There is no place that is out of reach for him. Now, Sri Ram changes the tone a little bit. He starts saying, all this that I have explained to you, that I am. Soham sarvatra gashanto jnanatma parameshwaraha maya tatamidam vishwam jagadavyakta rupinam. This verse, Maya tatamidam vishwam jagadavyakta rupina, this comes in chapter 9, verse number 4 or 5, one of the two. 4, verse 4. That supreme reality, he says, Soham, I am that reality. Saha aham. Aham, he am I. So Saha means he, aham is I. He am I. That what I have been explaining till now. So you must also think inside yourself that that reality that we are talking about, all the gods that you are looking for in the temples, all that is nothing but you as the essence. The Brahman can go sarvatra gaha. Sarvatra gaha means gaha means gati. Gati means movement. The Brahman, the reality, can move anywhere without moving. There is nothing impossible for it. Then Shantaha. And why is it able to go everywhere? Because it is the material cause and it is the efficient cause of the whole creation. So when we talk about movement, movement is possible only between two objects, isn't it? 2 points. But Atma is that which is everywhere. That point also it is, between the point also it is, so nothing is impossible for it. And therefore, because I am that, therefore Shantaha. Shantaha means peace. I am at peace. I am tranquil, serene. Jnanatma Parameshwaraha. And this Atma is of the nature of Gyan. It is of the nature of knowledge. It is of the nature of wisdom. And I am called as Jnanatma. Ramchandra ji is saying that I am called as Jnanatma, the all-knowing principle. And therefore, Maya tatamidam sveshwam jagadavyakta rupena. I am indeed that supreme being who is the Lord of all the gods, called Parameshwara. So here Ramchandra ji is not calling himself as the Brahma with reference to creator, maintenance and destroyer. It is Vishnu, isn't it? He is not even calling himself as Narayana, because then you have a form. You may imagine a form. He is saying, I am the God of all gods, the Lord of all gods, meaning all devatas. And who is he? He is the Parama Ishvara, which in devotional texts we call it as Ishvara. That Ishvara for Vaishnavas is Narayana, for Shaivites it is Paramashiva. It is me who is primarily invisible, subtle and unmanifested, but who has created and revealed the world having endless dimensions. So he says, I am unmanifest, but in me only the manifestation is taking place. Just like a simple example, what is quality of space? Or what is space? Nothingness. Another, I'm not saying from quality of sound, no. Quality of space is nothingness, emptiness. Out of emptiness, it is accommodating the whole creation. The air has come, the fire has come, the earth, water has come, the earth has come, and they have all mixed together to form this whole creation. And where they are existing? In emptiness. Another name for emptiness, space. So, is it not contradictory that everything is empty and yet you are saying the whole creation is existing in the emptiness?
Because there's only one.
I?
Because there's only one.
No, but in language we have to explain. Yes, there is one, but that one's expression is at the gross level, this gross space, and from that gross space, these 4 bhutas have come: air, fire, water, earth, and the beings, and all the inert and the sentient and the insentient forms. But where they are existing? In emptiness. Even more so, Everything is existing in the consciousness or the Atma that you are. Matsthani sarva bhutani yastam veda savedavit pradhanam purusham chaiva tattvadvaya mudahrutam. All the mortal creatures called bhuts are present in their primary and subtle forms in me. So, as the Atma, they are in the one reality. Ramchandraji is saying, as bodies, also you are existing in Sri Ram alone. See, all the forms are all the forms of the ornament are existing in the gold only as the form. As the name, suppose we say that gold of that ornament, is it apart from gold? No. Just like every part of the space in every room, you got different room numbers, but every space, room space is part of the total space only. Exactly the same way, he says, anyone who knows and comprehends this basic and fundamental fact is said to know the teachings of the Vedas. Remember in the previous chapter in Kapil Gita, the Sankhya Yoga that was being told, our attention was being brought again and again to the Atma that you are. Now in this, the attention is being brought to the Paramatma that you are. All encompassing. There are said to be two essential aspects of creation. The first is the chief supreme authority, Brahman, and the second is the Purusha, the Virat Purusha. So, who is Brahman? Brahman is the formless, attributeless, qualityless. Then, second part is the Supreme Purusha. The Supreme Purusha is in whom the entire creation exists. Prakriti. Entire Prakriti exists. He is the source, he is the material, he is the maker of the whole creation. And where does he make it? Out of himself. So, at the creation level, now we are talking where? In the Paramatma or in the creation? Communication is taking place in the creation, in the Prakriti. So, when we are talking in Prakriti, that infinite reality also we have to give a name in order to communicate, even though it is beyond the names. So that our mind does not get confused. So this distinction is given that Brahman is that all-pervading reality and that Purusha is the Virat, the one with attributes, the one with qualities, the one with... and why was he born? Because of the time. So I have already explained to you this part. So here he says, at the time of creation, the attributeless Brahma, the infinite reality, first created the Virat Purusha or its macrocosmic manifestation which had certain attributes. All the attributes that are ascribed to Brahman are indeed for that Purusha. So you can see this very easily. When we talk about Ishvara, we say he is Satchidanand. When we talk about Brahman, we say he is Satchidanand. When we talk about Purusha, the Virat Purusha or Ishvara, we say he is Nitya, Shuddha, Buddha, Mukta, Swarup. Brahman also we use the same adjectives. So everything is the same except that here the qualities and attributes have come about, and in him, in the Brahman, there are no qualities, no attributes whatsoever. The entire cosmos was actually created by that subtle Brahma, but it had done so after first assuming the form of Virat Purusha. So, entire cosmos, the visible creation, was created by that subtle Purusha, and he only did that after having come into having taken the position of Virat Purusha. who is gross at the macro level, just like the individual creature is gross at the micro level. So who is this Virat Purusha? See, when we look at ourselves, we are at three levels: gross, subtle and causal. So the consciousness expressing at the gross level, there is consciousness expressing at subtle level. It's the same consciousness, just like your definition of yourself changes with the person reference that comes in front of you. So similarly, with reference to gross, that Atma or that conditioned consciousness is called as Vishwa. See? And we are talking about gross world, the visible world. You are in the gross state right now. So, if you are the micro, what is the macro at this moment? It is called Virat. Then at the subtle level, at the mind level, there is consciousness expressing. What is that consciousness called? It is called Tejas. Tejas means that which is bright. Similarly, there is totality. So, what is that consciousness at the total mind level? At the total subtle level? It is called as, anyone remember? No. Huh? He is known as Hiranyagarbha or Brahmaji, Sutratma, Prana. Then, and where is the waking state? Where is the gross state? Gross state is called as the waking state. Subtle state is called the dream state. And the third state is the deep sleep state or the causal state. There also consciousness, you may not remember anything, but you are alive. Consciousness is expressing. So what is that consciousness called? It is called as Prajna, the all-knowing, in deep sleep. And then at the total deep sleep level, what is it called? Total deep sleep means where there is no manifestation whatsoever. So what is that consciousness at the totality level called? It is called as surprise, Ishvara. So, Virat's, you are a part of the Virat, you are a part of the Hiranyagarbha, you are part of the Ishvara. They are inseparable. You have to just discover that within yourself. Ramchandra ji has discovered that. So, gross at the micro level and its Atma is subtle. At this level, the Purusha is known as Vishnu in the Puranas. Say, at the subtle level, he is known as Vishnu. And this Vishnu has manifested as Sri Ram. The Brahma entered that invisible Virat Purusha as his Atma or soul, just like it entered the creature as its Atma or soul. So just like you were conceived and in you the life started throbbing, similarly Ramchandra ji also was conceived through whatever paisam and all that, but there also the same way. He was not born straight away. And in him also the life started expressing. In Krishna also life started expressing. In Parshuram also life started. In all the avatars, they have taken a form and then the life has started expressing. How long does it take? In you, it takes about 4 or 5 months for the life to express. In Avatar, in Krishna Avatar, for example, it was instantaneous because he never forgot himself. In Ramchandji's case, it is different. She went through the whole process of pregnancy. Whereas in Narsimha Avatar or Vaman Avatar or Matsya Avatar or Varaha Avatar, it was instantaneous. Everything was instantaneous. But all these are the expressions of the subtle. So Ishvara is the ultimate, the causal state. When you come down, it comes to the subtle state. Subtle state is Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. Corresponding to it is waking, dreaming and sleeping. consciousness at creation level or at the gross level is called as Vishnu. The consciousness at gross level here is called as Vishwa. That is right now the consciousness expressing. The consciousness expressing in the dream level at the totality level is called as Brahmaji. Here it is called as Tejas. And the last one was Prajna and Ishvara in the causal state. Tayoranadir nishtihi kala sanyojaka paraha trayametad anadyantam avyaktam samavasthitam. The designated entity that enables the union between them, the creature, the Purusha and the Brahma, is the great authority known as Kala. It is because of the time principle that Virat Purusha came about, and that time is pervading the entire the Purusha, the Virat Purusha also. In fact, all these three, the Kal, the creature and the Purusha, have their basis in that eternal, infinite, invisible entity known as Avyakta. And what is this Avyakta? Avyakta means unmanifest, that which has not become grossified yet. And in this way, the Kal, creature and the Purusha, what we explain in other words is Jeev Jagat Ishwar. We say that, no? What is this creation? Jeev Jagat Ishwar. Jeev, individual; Jagat, the world; Ishvara, the Lord. And it's a play between the three. Here we are going one step behind all these three. And there it is Kal, the creature and the Purusha. Explanation is the same, but the terminology is a little bit different. Here they have taken the time, the Kal, they have taken the Virat Purusha, and creature means you, me, you and me. All these. So these three are there. So whenever time comes about, immediately micro comes and macro comes. Tadatmakam tadanyat syat tadrupam mamakam viduhu mahadadyam visheshantam samprasute khalim jagat. By extension, you, Hanuman, must treat whatever you see as my, that is, Sri Ram's or Virat Purusha's extended form. Instruction is being given to Hanumanji that you see this whole Jagat, gross, subtle or causal, as the expression of me. Ramchandra, first time he is saying that you should consider it as me. And who am I? The Virat Purush. Who am I? The Brahman. But at the manifest level, I am the Virat. So when you see Ram as Sri Ram, then he is only an individual, like you and me. But where is his attention? Where is the attention of Sri Ram when he is speaking to Hanumanji? His attention is on the totality. Where was the attention of Sri Krishna when he was speaking to Arjun? On the totality. Only from totality point of view, he could give him the Bhagavad Gita with all its various facets. Because he was beyond beyond individuality, therefore he could show his manifestation to Arjuna. Because he was beyond, therefore he even dropped that form of Virat Purusha that he gave him in chapter 11, and then went on to tell him that it is the Atma which is none other than the Paramatma, the Brahman, in the following chapters. For someone to do that, you have to have a total view. Just like you have a total view of your house, you know where things are kept. You have a total view of your children, more or less, कि भैया they are growing, in what qualities are they expressing. But we forget to have a total view of ourselves. Our total view of ourselves is only in the mirror. That too only face. Take total view. take your whole life, see where, in which direction it is going, how it is unfolding. If you start looking at it also, suddenly your whole purpose will become clear. You must be enlightened about this fact. It is me who has created this entire world, right from the Supreme Purusha to the individual creature. So it is me, Ramchandraji is saying, who has created the macro as well as the micro. Everything exists within me. Maya tatamidam sarvam. And how have I created? By not doing anything. How have I created? I am the unmanifest, but I have manifested the world. Yasa prakriti ruddishta mohini sarvadehinam purusha prakriti sthitaha api bhungte ya prakritan gunan. This prakriti, nature, and its accompanying delusion. Remember I told you how does prakriti or maya express? In two ways. Delusion and illusion. Delusion means forgetfulness of the self, and illusion means projection of what is not there. See? And thus, this Prakriti deludes every creature having a body form into having misconceptions about the absolute truth and reality of this creation. And what is the misconception? I am an individual. This is the misconception. What is the misconception? That I was born and I am going to die. What is the misconception? The fear, the desire that I have to possess, that I have to relate to this world. Only then I am existing. We forget we are the creators of the I am that out of whom the whole creation has come. That we are not accepting. This is because of the Prakriti or the Maya. The Purusha, both the macrocosmic Virat as well as the individual Purusha, is present in the midst of this Prakriti, Mother Nature. So he cannot be immune to its influence. So to think that you can be free of your disease, you can be free of your, I want only day, I don't want night. I want only happiness, I don't want misery. I want only no anger and never become angry. No, Prakriti means opposites. Prakriti means change. And you are the Purusha, the individual and the total. Both are getting exposed to all the change. The difference between the two Purushas are, this is the individual Purusha, that is the total Purusha. The difference is, he does not get disturbed by the change, you become influenced by the change. The day you stop getting influenced, there is no difference between you and Ishvara. Oh my God. That is the truth. That is the truth. Sri Ram is a living example. So he cannot be immune to its influence. He is affected by and suffers from the qualities which are inherent and innate part of Prakriti and its intrinsic and unavoidable aspect. So what is the way out of this? As an individual who is under the influence of the Prakriti, mind, or the outside total Prakriti, what is the way out of it? What is the way to be immune from this Prakriti?
Change the mindset.
So as long as, yes, you can change the mindset. And what will be the change of mindset?
That don't think of you as an individual.
So you have to accept your consciousness that you are as the total one. You have to, and once you start thinking about it, the data will come to you. Like it is coming to you now. Somewhere you must be thinking about it. Or you have thought about it. And the data comes to you, teachers come to you, books come to you, scriptures come to you to feed that desire in you to know how this whole thing is nothing but Ishvara. If Ishvara is expressing through me, then why am I not experiencing the Ishvara, the Virat? Where am I lacking? Where is my approach going wrong? This is where we correct it. ठीक है तबीयत?
Keep it up here, just have that fall and I think I will sprain. Those water and sleep.
So in this way, he gets influenced. The individual Purusha, he gets influenced by the change. He gets influenced. I want to go to Ayurveda treatment. I don't want to go to Ayurveda treatment. I want to take the medicine. I don't want to take the medicine. You come into the dining area. Today I'm going to eat only a little bit. And by the time you go through the end of the queue, you have taken everything. We get diluted. We get influenced. So eating is only little bit you eat, you can survive. But what we are doing is feeding our tongue, taste. See? And this is because we have forgotten who we are. We go after, this is tasty, that is tasty. Yesterday, someone was sitting with me and they had finished their breakfast or lunch, whatever, breakfast. And I got porridge. Swamiji, porridge is nice. And that person is saying, I ate everything. I never eat so much in my home. But is porridge nice? I said, very tasty. That person went, got the porridge. It's part of the whole thing, but what I'm not saying it is right or wrong. What I'm saying is we get influenced. We get influenced by the Prakriti. So just like that crystal was acquiring the color of the cloth on which it was kept, similarly, whatever we associate with, we get influenced by that and we start, behaving. So if I am for some time, you can see the small children with the company that they keep, what their friends' language is, they also start speaking that language. You also pick up here and there, I like that, how that person speaks that way. So you also start using that vocabulary. My grandfather used to sit at the dining table. So every afternoon we used to come back from school and go straight to my grandparents. We're living close by. So sitting at the dining table, my grandmother has made the food, lunch, and they used to wait. 2 o'clock, grandfather, Anna, Akka and myself and my sister. And every child wants that his legs should reach the floor. Like the grown-up. But that table was big. And I used to look at my grandfather's leg and he used to go, keep moving the legs like that. So I said, that must be the normal thing. So I also started moving. And when I start moving it, if my hand is there and I'm moving it, the table also will shake a little bit. Oh, scolding used to come. Don't shake And what I'm saying, I couldn't answer back to him. He was such a stature. But I said, you are also shaking and you're telling me not to shake. Influence. He had a dadi, so we have a dadi. Our Babaji has a dadi, so we have a dadi. Influence. Ahankaro viviktvat प्रोच्यते पंचविशकः आद्यो विकार प्रकृति महनात्मेति कथ्यते. When he gets mired with ahankar, that is this individual person, Purusha, when he gets caught up in ahankar, that is which expresses as ego or self-pride or arrogance, haughtiness, or in other words, when he starts discriminating between the various elements and manifestations of the same supreme reality and thinks that he has the power to create all of them, sustain them and annihilate them or destroy them, that he is wise and most enlightened in the creation, then that he understands the meaning of Brahma. So, as long as this individual Purusha is having, anyway, let me, he and has such other egoistic emotions and conceptions, he becomes full of pride and haughtiness. It is said that the Purusha possesses 25 elements. Okay, so what is it? Can we say that I am Ishvara? There is no difference between you and Ishvara, I just told you. But can you say I am Ishvara?
No, without experience, you can say.
So how come Ramchandra ji is saying it? I am Brahman, I am Virat Purusha, I am pervading the whole world. Because he is abiding in that. Therefore there is no ego. He is not seeing the differences in spite of living in the differences. See? So just without any direct experience of that, if we say, it will lead to arrogance. Where are we? So this Prakriti, he said there are 25 elements, and because of those 25, each one is behaving in a different way, and therefore there are flaws and shortcomings in the creature, which and those flaws or positives or negatives in each person, they are called as its what you call as the Prakriti of that particular person. So Prakriti in general, we are in the Prakriti, but what is your Prakriti? I am touch me not. I am I got diabetes, I got this problem, I got that problem, I got cataract, I think that came from my parents. All this is Prakriti. Why do you think in a particular way? Because you have cultivated thinking in that manner. So, in this way, most of us, not most of us, all of us have certain natural temperaments. We have certain natural instincts. That is your Prakriti. So the Prakriti here will come as Swabhava. You heard of Swabhava? What is Swabhava? Huh? Acquired, correct. Acquired nature. Acquired nature. How did you acquire it? Through सोचो प्रारब्ध नहीं, थोड़ा उसके पीछे जाओ. So you have interacted with the world, created impressions, memories, that those memories, conscious or subconscious, become your samskaras. Memories are called as samskaras, and they determine what your Prakriti is, what type of body you are going to get, what quality of mind will you have, what type of parents will you have, what type of environment will be conducive for you to grow so that you can recognize that you are the Supreme Purusha. So you are not by mistake in the family that you are. You are not by mistake with the person that you are. You are not by mistake on a Chardham Yatra or this Ayodhya Kashi Yatra. Everything is perfect plan. Question is, are we available to the unfoldment? Prakriti always wants to go back to, on one hand, its nature is sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. It's continuously moving, isn't it? But when does it find fulfillment? And when is it with the source? In sleeping time. Good. At sleep time, you don't know. But Prakriti is absolutely at one ment with the source in deep sleep. So can we move around in this world, in this yatra, empty mind? Can. Many times you have. When you go to the temple, you bow down, you are in empty mind. So maintain that emptiness, maintain that calmness, that tranquility. Another way to come to that calmness is keep thinking of the Lord and His Leelas. That will bring you to the calmness. Another way is remain self-aware. That will bring you to your calmness. So there are many, many ways to access, because you are already practicing those, but you don't know. Our job is to remind you. So these various temperaments, these inclinations, these habits, these tendencies, they are all because of the Prakriti. It is all that we have collected because of unhealthy interaction with all the data that is coming towards you. These are like a drag on the Atma, and therefore they have a negative influence on the greatness of its Atma. And what is the drag? That drag is, tell us in some other words, the drag on the Atma is that Atma which is infinite, that Atma which is unborn, that Atma which is undying, starts feeling that it is born, that it is going to die, that it has to survive, that it needs possessions and relations in order to to relate, to define itself. And what are you essentially? Infinite in nature. Hence, those faults, flaws, shortcomings such as delusions and ignorance about the truth that are present in this creation from the very beginning are dissolved in Prakriti and its counterpart, the Purusha, as their integral part and form their characteristics. That is why they are called the great non-Atma factors. What are they? Purusha and Prakriti. Purusha by himself cannot create anything. Prakriti by itself cannot do anything. Purusha only by invoking his potentiality can express the creation. Without it, it cannot. But where is this creation? Existing in its own absence. So has anything like this happened? That one reality became Purusha and Prakriti? No. No. Then we go to gods everywhere. Lage raho. This is from Veda. We are talking from Vedic point of view, Veda's point of view. So all that is good. We are encompassing that also. And in this way, so what were those 25 elements of the Prakriti? Pancha Vishakaha are 5 organs of perception. Perception meaning seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting. Then 5 organs of action. Remember? Speech, hands, legs, anus and genitals. Then 1 mind. Keep counting how many they are. 5 plus 5, 10 plus 1, 11. 1 ahankar, 12. 1 pran, 13. 1 atma, 14. 1 buddhi, 5 perceptions, sight, smell, hearing, taste and touch. And the 5 great elements, space, air, fire, water, earth. All together comes to be 25. Now this Prakriti can be called as Trigunatmika. This Prakriti can be called as unmanifest. This Prakriti can be called as the 9 or the 7 when you call as. So in our scriptures, different definitions are given for this Prakriti. It can go up to maximum 36. But it can go from 7 to 9 to 11 to 18 to 25. Then somewhere it goes 27 also, and 31 and then 36. Vijnana Shaktir Vijnanad Ahankarastadutthita Eka Eva Mahanatma Sohankaro Vidhiyate. We'll conclude now. How is Ahankar produced? Sri Ram explains this to Hanuman here. There is knowledge and Gyan and Vigyan. So Vigyan here is taken as the logical rational knowledge empowers a person with all the benefits and powers that accrue with such a truthful knowledge. That is, he acquires expertise, special skills, and arts of implementing his newly acquired knowledge. He develops maturity, erudition, scholarship, and awareness about the facts which are not known to others. This infuses wisdom and sagacity in him, and he gets fame, honor, acclaim, and respect from others as being a learned man possessing special skills and knowledge. So, right now, you must be seeing discussions. So, if someone knows something more, oh, really? Someone is talking about China and America and the politics. Oh, really? This is so fantastic that you know so much. Someone talks about bhajan and singing nice. Oh, how did you learn these bhajans? I can't sing for nuts, Another person is, oh, I stitched these clothes myself. How did you stitch? No, I learned. How did you learn? From my mother. How did she teach you? You can't explain. So, this becomes our and anyone who is good at anything. So he's a doctor, I'll go to him if any problem is there. If someone is a cook, if I have to cook something, I'll go to that person. If someone is a goldsmith, I'll go to a goldsmith to find out if this ring that I have is a real or fake. I will not go to the doctor to find out if the ring is real or fake. It's simple. So in this way, people seek advice and start talking about that person. And this is how we go to Mahatmas. Why we go to Mahatmas? Because they have come to know the truth. Therefore, we seek their company. We talk about them. Some of you are looking forward to go to Neem Karoli Baba, Karori Baba today. 10 years ago, did you know about him? No. Now you know. Now the urge is there. I want to get to the ashram. Why? Because you have heard of him. You have heard his glory. You have heard some people or read about them who have been affected by his presence. Merely by being in Chardham, not even meeting him. See? Exactly the same way. Now, Mark Zuckerberg, you say, we read yesterday, he went to Chardham. Baba was not there. But from there, he got the inspiration to start Facebook. What are you going to start? How are you going to get inspired? How is your life going to change by coming in contact with that holy space where he used to live? You've gone to so many different places, the Chardham, you have fed so many Mahatmas, all of them were Mahatmas. What was your angle of approach? Was it of judgment? Was it of biasness? Was it being lost why they are wearing white and why they are wearing yellow and orange? Or was it being available to that divine vibration in the temples with the Mahatmas and allowing the transformation to happen? And what is that transformation? Dropping the individual consciousness and recognizing you are the infinite or the total one. Preferably infinite, because totality and individuality are both part of the Prakriti. But the unfortunate part is that this leads to sprouting of ahankar. When people start asking advice, people start becoming arrogant that, I am important. I give good lectures. I diagnose correctly. I sing very well. And so on. I cook very well. And such a person becomes puffed up with ahankar, and instead of making him absence of ahankar, expresses as humbleness and humility. More the knowledge, if we are getting knowledge even of the world, more the knowledge of the world must make you recognize that there is so much more to know and you feel that you remain as a student throughout your life rather than take a position of a teacher or a master or a guide to other people. Come, I'll tell you, because I have seen the world, because I have experienced this, I have experienced that. Knowledge must lead to knowledge must lead to humility. If not, it leads to arrogance. That is this ahankar. The Supreme Soul is only one, so when it is overshadowed by these faults as described in these verses, it gets tainted with ahankar. So all these expressions that we saw, if we start owning them, that I, instead of I being the total, I have these qualities, I know about this, I know about that, I have this experience, I am a good meditator, I have done japa, I do everyday japa, I meditate every day, I study every day. Who cares, man, if you study or you don't study? From Vedanta, Veda's point of view, you are already perfect. Stupidly moving around, trumpeting your bugle, that I did this, I did that, I did this, I did that. अभी जाके बोलोगे हम चारधाम करके आए. See? चुप रहो. अभी किसी ने मेरे से पूछा था, in the previous group, someone said, Swamiji, we went to Kailash, and after coming back from Kailash, one or two people, the moment they came, the first weekend, they organized a group, invited everyone from their community for their house, and they created a slide of the Kailash Yatra. I said, so is it right? I said, you didn't get the opportunity, so you're complaining. So before you could do it, they could do it, therefore you are complaining. No, is it right? I said, who says it is right or wrong? Because they did it, many people will get inspired to go to Kailash. They want to share their joy. Why you take it in the negative way? Ahankar. We'll just conclude this. Immediately, where are we? This soul of Brahma is pure, immaculate, and without any blemish, but once it assumes the form of Virat Purush, it thinks that it is such an immense potential as displayed by the Virat Purush in the form of his stupendous powers to create this colorful and myriad variety of creation. Immediately, it gets surrounded by a veil or a cloak of ahankar. Being shrouded with this tainted character, it begins to be known as ahankar because this ahankar shrouds it from all the sides and hides its true immaculate and uncorrupt form as the supreme soul of the cosmos, which is pristine pure, without any trace of ahankara, and is unadulterated and pure. This part, how that Virat Purusha becomes egoistic, that we will explain in our next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Just sit quietly for a moment.